I just got sent another video that I think you guys need to check out. Welcome everyone to my very humble life. Now, I got sent this video, yes, by an influencer, a doctor, and it's atrocious. It's sad because the information is awful. It's not well researched or thought out. Let me show you this video and then we're going to talk about it.
To sort of look at the way I was feeling after a year and a half of a ketogenic diet with no carbohydrates and say, you know what, I don't feel as good as I want to feel. I get cramps in the morning. I'm having heart palpitations while I'm sleeping. I'm not sleeping really well. And the last time I checked my testosterone, it was lower than I wanted it to be.
Okay, he's having heart palpitations. He's not sleeping well and his testosterone dropped. And if you take a really good look at Paul, he's actually aged a lot in the last couple of years. And there are some people out there that say, oh, he's been in the sun. It's not the sun. You don't age because of the sun. You age because of oxidation, because your body is not, it's not healthy optimally. Let's just say optimally. I find him to have kind of gone through it a little bit. Now, if you're not sleeping on a ketogenic diet, yeah, you probably have dysglycemia, blood sugar's bouncing around. Huge problem with people whose sleep is disrupted by an unstable blood sugar because you're not eating carbs anymore. There's no glycogen storages. You're going into gluconeogenesis. Your adrenals are taken over and your blood sugar bounces with your sleep. Heart palpitations is because he wasn't holding on to his electrolytes. And yeah, your testosterone's dropping because you were never in ketosis. I don't believe he was ever in a deep state of ketosis ever, in my opinion. But let's continue.
It was like 400 or 500. So I had to kind of look at this and say, you know what? I need to reevaluate this perspective on a ketogenic diet. I've really since come to believe that though ketosis is super helpful for humans.
Okay. Wait. There's a difference between doing a ketogenic diet and being in ketosis. Y'all, this is not the same. You can't just, and what is his ketogenic diet? Was he also eating fruit? Make it make sense. You know, this dude, in my opinion, was never going to 200 to 300 grams of fat a day. People classically and typically eat too much protein, which converts back into glucose when it's in excess, which is essentially blood sugar bouncing. Never in ketosis. That's why he's probably gassing out through his workouts. Yeah. There is no ketosis symptomology. You can't get into ketosis. It's very hard to be consistently in ketosis because people are doing the things that Paul was doing.
And turns on a lot of important genes that are involved in cellular house cleaning, autophagy, and affects genes in a positive way. It's powerful medicine, kind of like.
Okay, so ketosis is powerful medicine and autophagy and turns on good genes, but you feel sick on it? Do you guys understand? You're not going to have autophagy. You're not. And turn on great genes and have insulin sensitivity and then be sick. Like he was not in ketosis. Okay, let's continue.
Like fasting, you can overuse it. I realized, I've overused ketosis. And
you can't overuse ketosis. You were never in ketosis, bro. That's why you can't overuse something you were never in. You overuse doing a diet the wrong way. We got to rephrase things. In my opinion, he's doing. Now, I wasn't there in the kitchen with him, but if he was suffering low testosterone, heart palpitations, low energy, that is not being ketotic at all. And that's why you guys get confused, because below it says,
I had to sort of look at the way I was.
Below it says, okay, what happened after a year and a half on keto? Okay, the ketogenic diet, high fat, moderate protein, and very low carbohydrate. What does that mean? People still think that 80 grams of carbohydrate is low carbohydrate. No. And then I think below it says something like overuse ketosis, a doctor's experience. This is where you guys get into trouble, because people are MDs, which I don't think he's a practicing MD in my assumption. And you'll see MD, and you guys just drink the Kool-Aid. Just go down to Guyana with Jim Jones. Y'all just drink the Kool-Aid. You can't make this stuff up. Be careful. None of these doctors have had a second of true nutritional to physical education. Let's listen. There's more.
Feeling after a year and a half of a ketogenic diet with no carbohydrates, and say, you know what, I don't feel as good as I want to feel. I get cramps in the morning. I'm having heart palpitations while I'm sleeping.
Cramps in the morning because you are not balancing your electrolytes. You're not sleeping because your blood sugar is dysglycemic.
I'm not sleeping really well. And the last time I checked my testosterone, it was lower than I wanted it to be. It was like 400 or 500. So I had to kind of look at this and say, you know what? I need to reevaluate this perspective on a ketogenic diet. I've really since come to believe that though ketosis is super helpful for humans and turns on a lot of important genes that are involved in cellular house cleaning.
No. You cannot sleep and have heart palps and get weak and have a testosterone drop when you're going through autophagy. Huh?
Autophagy and affects genes in a positive way. It's powerful medicine, kind of like fasting. You can overuse it. I realized, I've overused ketosis, and insulin, this peptide hormone that is released when you eat primarily carbohydrates, but some protein induces insulin release. We think of insulin as a bad.
All protein induces insulin release, bro. Again, they don't get nutritional education. All protein is going to induce an insulin response. Not some, all.
Hormone, but it's such an important hormone for the human body. You don't have at least phasic, meaning spikes of insulin throughout the day or throughout the week, you're really not going to be able to hold on to electrolytes at the level of the kidney as much as.
Okay, so let's be clear. It's spikes of insulin through starches. That is correct. You are not going to hold on to water as much via the kidney when you're not eating rice and potatoes and genetically modified altered fruit with a ton of fructose in it, which you would never find in the nature and in the wild. Make it make sense. I mean, we didn't eat all these carbohydrates, but you need to have those insulin spikes because you're not holding on to electrolytes. Perhaps our soil has been overfarmed and we're not getting our electrolytes. Yeah, we're not living near the coast. We're not eating grass-fed meats. Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, I think so. I think our food is just garbage. We're not getting enough minerals.
As you want to.
Can insulin come back once you reintroduce carbohydrates?
Absolutely. I had to.
Insulin never goes away. Y'all, insulin never goes away when you do a ketogenic diet. I'm telling you guys, I get frustrated because everyone's confused. I do consultations almost every day, and I've done them for years, thousands of people, and everyone is so friggin' confused. And people keep jumping on trends without understanding the risk, what their body can handle, if they have a histamine response, what's going on with their kidneys, their liver, their blood sugar prior to doing any diet change. People out there who are MDs will go and just flap you guys, not everyone, a lot of you guys just drink it up. I mean, I keep doing consultations with people who are like, yeah, I did fruit for a while. I was like, okay, people are doing 1 meal a day. They're eating fruit. They're priming their protein. I mean, this girl is not in shape who's talking about priming. She got full business. I mean, I must be really dumb because I'm the worst businesswoman of all time because she is raking in the cash. But the advice is criminal. I get frustrated because I get sent these videos and they're awful, just awful. And this is no reflection on the person. If they donate to, to good causes, and if they are at the soup kitchens, if they're helping their neighbor, if they're philanthropists, that's the word I was thinking. It's not any of that. It's the fact that when you are a person online, there's a responsibility because people are going to spoon eat everything you say. I like to question things. I've done that my entire life. Often people are like, what's the solution? I'm like, the solution is opposite to the problem. Yes, the solution is don't just listen to someone tell you that ketosis is bad. Go and do your research or try it, track it, journal it, learn more about it or any type of dietary measure before you listen to a guru tell you this stuff where they still keep telling you if you're not pooping, it's normal. People are getting impacted. People are having high B12 and people are developing gout and poor sleep and their testosterone, their estrogen dominates or drops. Yeah, be very careful. I think Paul is incredibly intelligent. I don't mean to roast him. I'm not trying to come for him. It's not him. It's all of them. It's not him. We as influencers cannot forget that there are people out there hanging on every word that you say, especially when it comes to health blogs. We have to be more careful because I think a lot of people are not. I don't think they are. They're too quick to sell the products and to push the ideology. But if it worked for you, that don't mean it's going to work for all them other people out there watching. Now there's Saivez, who I thought had some good data, and I keep getting people that have been coached by him. And here's another doctor that is doing some stuff that I'm like, what are you all doing? Ketosis is a beautiful state to exist in, but I'm not going to lie and I'm not going to sell you the dream. It is not easy to get into ketosis. It's not. And you can't do a carnivore diet and eat a bunch of protein and eat low fat and get into ketosis. You're not going to ever be in a fat adapted fully state. It's not going to happen. And when you don't have a fuel source that your body can run on, you're going to get in trouble. Paula said that like ketosis is bad and being ketosis diet. What are you talking about? And these 1 minute freaking they cut up interviews and just throw in the most explosive points, and y'all are just getting confused. Like, okay, let's go eat a bunch of meat with fruit, right? Why is he not talking about that he's looking older now? Like a lot older. What is going on? I mean, just saying. Take your time. Find out what diet really works best for you. Because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a lot harder to achieve your goals than what they promise you. Doing a ketogenic diet is amazing. It's very difficult to get into ketosis. Your insulin doesn't disappear. Like the guy said, does it come back? In fact, you can become insulin sensitive and heal the body, heal the gut, balance your hormones, fix the thyroid, balance your blood sugar, your sleep. A lot of things become and heightened and amazing being in a constant state of ketosis. It's just hard to do it. That's why he stopped. It's hard. Like he said, heart palps, wasn't balancing his electrolytes. You don't have to have heart palps doing a ketogenic diet. I've done this thing for almost 18 years. It is the number one thing that happens that tanks while doing a ketogenic diet if you do not stay on top of your electrolytes is feeling palpy, crampy, low blood pressure. Yeah, it's a big to-do. But when you nail it and you find out the minerals and the ratios that your individual body needs, you're fine, you're awesome, you're good to go. But remember, insulin doesn't go somewhere, it's still there. And you build muscle. And you age backwards. And it's very protective in every way. The brain, autophagy, hormones, energy, sleep, you name it. It's just hard to get into ketosis because we are just loaded with toxins and we're loaded with BS. It's just the way it is. If you guys need a consultation, go to stephanieperson.com. I have a course where I cover all 3 diets because now I'm not trying to push ketosis or carnivore or low carb, high fat onto anyone. So I cover all 3. And my 30-day challenge will start to come back. I just found another builder. This house will soon be done. I will get my challenge off and popping. I had to stop talking about it because just the mountain of responsibility just kept getting higher and higher with having to take care of my mom. And I'm out.